right? But I ain't never really go into detail. But I was trying to figure out how I can do a video on it. Cause my case is crazy, y'all. The shit that Baltimore County did to us, y'all. They locked us up twice for the same murder. I'm talking about, all right. The first time we had got booked for it, right? Yeah, we got booked for it. So the murder was from 04. We got booked in 05, right? Because my cousin through marriage wind up doing something, wind up taking a guy's life, right? For no reason. Crazy as shit. I don't even know why he did this to this boy. All this happened out Baltimore County. Took the dude's life and was riding around in his car, right? So before we got booked, the shit was so crazy, bro. Y'all put this on everything. I told my brother the day before we got booked, I said, yo, I think we ready to go to jail, y'all. And he like, oh, what you mean? He ain't even know nothing about the situation. I was just like, yo, shit don't seem right, yo. Like, shit not going right. Motherfucker just stole $1,000 from me. Shit just wasn't going right. Next day we get booked. So the way we got booked, we was in the house. Me and my cousin was in the house, and we ready to ride. We ready to leave out. As soon as we pull out the neighborhood, fucking police hop on our heels. Now we Sam, my cousin like, I think that's the police. I look in the back, see white dudes riding behind us and shit. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that is them. Mind you, I got blood on me, but at this time, I don't know what they coming for. You feel me? I just know they fire. I know they found us because when we bang the left on Rolling Road, coming from our Hurley Square, bang the left. But we tried. When we made the left while a car was coming. They still made the left, like they was ready to get in the whole accident. So they pull us over down there by Corinthians. Straight hops out the car. I'm like, yo, what's up? They asked me, they're like, you Sean Mosey, yo? We like, yeah. They're like, man, put your hands behind your back. I hear one officer talking about, yeah, you can suspend the eyes in the sky. I'm like, yo, what the fuck type of shit is this? So as we so now guys in the back of the police car, we in two different cars though. They ain't got us together. They asked me about my other cousin. I'm like, oh man, I know what this shit about. You feel me? Get us down to precinct. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Get us down, homicide division out Towson. Down that bitch for hours. I'm talking about hours. Open the door. Down there for hours, questioning us. I ain't giving them nothing. My other cousin ain't giving them nothing. Matter of fact, I hear him whining on them. What the fuck? I ain't say that shit. Y'all trying to put words in my mouth. I ain't say that. So I guess they figured because I was the youngest, I think they thought they was going to work on me because I'm playing with them. I'm doing little things like, I'm thinking I'm slick, but I'm really being played for real. Because I used to smoke cigarettes. So I'm doing little things like, man, give me a cigarette, man. Then I'll see what I can do for y'all, man. I might have information. So they come back with the cigarettes, I smoke it, then don't give them nothing. You feel me? But the whole time they tricking me because they really taking my DNA. But at this time, I didn't know that. I'm thinking I'm being slick, but I'm really being tricked. I'm getting little waters and shit, thinking I'm being slick, not saying shit. Make a long story short, after like questioning this for like 8 hours, it got to a point where I'm just like, yo, come on, y'all. Y'all said, cause when they locked us up, they like, yo, we just gonna bring y'all in for questioning and we gonna let you go. You feel me? So at this point, I'm like, it's hours in. Do that. So it's hours in. I'm like, yo, look, yo, I'm ready to leave. Y'all said I can leave. They're like, what? Leave? You going to jail for murder? I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So at this point, I'm like, yo, fuck it. Y'all not listening to me. Y'all keep asking me these questions. I told you I don't know nothing. And like, there's nothing else I can say. You feel me? Look at this boy, y'all. What you doing, y'all? Look, so at this point, it's nothing else for me to say. I'm like, man, I'm ready to go to jail, man. They're like, ready to go to jail? I'm like, yeah. So they sent me to a precinct all the way out fucking Harford County or something. They're like, yo, they from the rip, They separated us, all 3 of us. It was 3 of us. They separated us from the rip. They sent me to a precinct, sent my cousin to the precinct, they sent us all different precincts. Now I'm out Essex or Hartford. I'm somewhere in far. I don't know where I'm at, y'all. It felt like it was a long ass ride. It was middle of the night by this time, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I got locked up probably like 1 in the fucking afternoon. So I get to the precinct, yo, and it's just me and another officer, a lady, and the door open. I'm looking like, yo, I should fucking run, yo. Like I really wanted to run, but I said, man, fucking, I ain't even run. So went to see the commissioner next morning. No bailed me. Next thing you know, they send me to Towson. I guess the Towson, one of the guys, it was crazy, right? Cause we had breakfast and the dude reading the paper and he like, yo, man, I just read this story, man, about these guys got locked up for a murder that they did a whole year prior. He don't know he talking about me and my peoples. So I'm like, man, that's fucked up, man. He like, man, that shit fucked up, man. I'm like, yeah, I know. Make a long story short, they had dropped it. So I set for 3 weeks. Set for 3 weeks. Wound up getting a lawyer. They gave me $100,000 bail. Bail's out on $100,000. Now my other cousin, he didn't catch the bail because he got hella charges. And my other cousin, he caught a no bail too. They actually held him for 6 months on the first time. So once I catch the bail, they dropped the fucking charges at the preliminary. So now my mother is stuck with this $10,000 bill and they fucking dropped the charges. So like I said, on this time, my other cousin, he still was in there. So it's 2 of us home, my other cousin in there, because they thought they had some different evidence on him. They found his license supposed to be at the same close by. The whole time wasn't even at the same. So, and it was tampered with evidence. Because somebody else actually found the license and then brought it to the attention of the police. Like, it was crazy. So during this time I'm home, I find out at the 6 months that they already dropped the charges on him. So he got Margaret Mead. So I go see Margaret Mead with his mother. And Margaret Mead was telling us, like, yeah, they telling me and his mother, like, yeah, they gonna drop the charges. But if I was y'all, I would leave town. So I'm laughing and joking, like, what the fuck you mean leave town? Because I'm happy that, you know, my man ready to come home. But this before I knew he made statements and shit. So I'm happy as shit. She's like, oh no, I'm serious. I really would leave town. But this time I didn't know that they can actually come back and charge you again. And I said, it's cold out here. I'm going in the house. Come on, y'all. My hands is freezing. Come on, y'all. That's because you got gloves on. Come on. My hands is frozen. Well, mine is. Come on, go. You come back out later. We'll get Sean to come out with you.
Marcus is a connoisseur of anything that's free. So he was happy to read the disclaimer on TurboTax Free Edition.
Roughly 37% of taxpayers.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't know that they can charge you with the same thing twice. You feel me? But during this time, and I didn't find this out until they locked us back up. So the next time they locked us up, I finds out that these niggas they was watching us the whole time. Mind you, they almost locked us up almost a year to the day of the shit. You feel me? So now the murder happened in 2004. This 2006, 2 years later. So 2 years later, they come to my house. I'm upstairs, I'm asleep. I get a phone call. Nigga like, yo, the police at your house. I get up, nigga, they in my house. Man, they in my house, they got the gun. They got the gun pointed at me with a beam. I'm like at the steps, so see how I can. So say, all right. So they like, hold on. Why can't I turn the screen around now? can't turn the screen around. So they like right here. See, that's the door. They right here. I'm at the top of the steps. They got the gun on me with a beam on that bitch. Yeah. Yeah.
When you get a chance, can you grab this trash bag out my room for me?
Alright. Yeah, so they got a gun on with a beam on there. So I'm coming down the steps scared as a bitch, like, oh, what the fuck this shit is about? Mind you, like I said, at this time, I ain't know they can come back and charge you again. Yeah, Harriet Butter definitely already tell him. Yeah, so I ain't know they can charge you again. So I had no clue. Plus, I was doing other shit, so I ain't had no clue they was coming back for the same case. Mind you, I'm only 19. At this time, I'm 20. The first time I got locked up, I was 19. When the shit happened, I was 18. You feel me? So, when, yeah, so I get downstairs. These motherfuckers is, they talking about, where your shoes at? What the fuck, where my shoes? So I tell them, I had some beef and broccoli's. They get the beef and broccoli's. So they coming down the steps, they taking my shoestrings out. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this about? Mind you, they ain't searched me or nothing. Straight lock me up. Find out once I get down to the for homicide again. But at this point, they ain't questioning this. You feel me? At this point, they know niggas ain't telling. Well, I ain't telling. They like, you know, we bet you got you in here again. We got new evidence. What you gonna do? I'm like, but I don't know anything. He's like, so you don't want to say nothing? I'm like, nah, ain't nothing else to say. Like, you know what I mean? Lock this up again. So I forgot a part. Let me go back. So the first time, is this the first time or the second time? The first time they sent the fucking informant at me, y'all. Yo, shit was crazy. So, but yeah, I gotta tell you that part. So look, right. So I'm in my. All right. So I hollered at this dude. He was a Crip dude, big as a bitch, muscles on top of muscles, look like Scott Steiner. Mind you, I'm slim. You feel me? So I rapped to him about something. He ended up telling me like, yeah, yo, go to the law library, look up your case. So I'm like, all right, shit, that's what's up. You know, that was some good information. He been in here longer than me. And mind you, my mother always told me from the door, don't ever tell nobody what you locked up for. And I never even understood it. Like I said, I was only 18, 19 years old. I'm like, so I just took her advice. Probably the only time I ever took my mother's advice off the rip. And so when I got in there, I wasn't telling nobody in my case. Nobody knew what I was locked up for. But this dude ended up coming in my cell the next day as he gave me the information. Like, yeah, you're like, yo, his first question was, are you locked up for a murder? So I'm laying in my bucket this time. I gets up. Like, yo, who the fuck told you that? He like, yo, no, I can tell because how you carrying yourself. So I'm just looking at him. So then his next question is, how many people you locked up with? Now red flags is everywhere. There's flags all on the field. Because, yo, it's like, yo, for one, I never told nobody what I was locked up for. For two, how you know I got co-defendants? Next thing you know, they say, Mo's the attorney visit. Man, I left his ass in that cell so fucking fast. I said, this nigga try to set me up. And then he came at me again, but for some reason I can't really remember that incident. But in this time, the next time he came at me, y'all, he had a fucking microphone in his sock. And I know it was in his sock because I'm sitting on the step and he kind of like put his foot up on the step and it was like a bulge in the sock. He was trying to get me to talk about the case again. But I was already on him from the first time. You feel me? Like, yo, we ain't ready to do that. And then what stamped it for me that he was trying to set me up was he was going to court for his case. During this same time, he ended up catching life for murder. He came back to the tier crying like a fucking baby. I was like, oh shit, yo really was trying to line me up. You feel me? They really tried to send him at me to get some information so he can go fucking tell. I wish I knew his name. I'd say it. But he was a big Crip dude. Big dude. Like, he was fucking huge. Like I say, he was built like Scott Steiner. All right, folks. Let me go back to where I was. So, last thing I say, y'all. They locked us up again. And this time, The only different evidence they got this time is that. All right, so the first story was my cousin Thimaris, who killed the dude, told them that it was me and my other two cousins that did this alleged shooting, murder, right? They come back a year later. Now he's saying he did it. This is the new evidence, y'all. This is how they fucked us over. The new evidence is he's saying he did it, but we was with him. That's how I ended up getting the conspiracy charge. Mind you, it was evidence in my paperwork. I can probably fucking show it to you. Where's my paperwork? That shit always downstairs. Not probably. It's evidence in my paperwork that says that it was no way he could have committed this crime, because he was questioned when it first happened. You feel me? It was no way he could have committed this crime because him and my cousin was helping somebody with a flat tire. I can show you this. I can show you this shit. Yo, but they allowed this man to plead guilty to a crime they knew he didn't commit. So on his murder, right? He was facing the death penalty because it's something in Maryland called felony murder. And if you kill somebody and rob them, that qualifies you for the death penalty. So in his case, he was facing the death penalty. So what he did was told on us to get life. Shit crazy, y'all. Like, this is when I realized, like, yo, people really plead guilty and admit the crimes that they didn't commit. Like, I didn't think people would do that, but people do that. Like, I mean, I know for a fact. Let me look at the table of contents so I can go right to it, because this fucking hella fucking pages.
When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
we navigated a turbulent housing market by buying a.
But yeah, y'all, fucked me up, y'all. But that was the new evidence. And then my other cousin, he gave statements, so it kind of corroborated your story. But in all actuality, it was no way he could have been there because they was helping somebody change a flat tire. And the crazy thing about it, when they helped the person change the flat tire, the police came. So it was a police witness to this. That during the time this murder allegedly happened, they was helping somebody change a flat tire. But even still, and that's how I didn't catch that much time. So now it's like we've been sitting for like 7 months. You feel me? Trial time coming up. Cause we was ready to take him to trial. My other cousin that made statements, he ended up copping out, taking the deal. I told y'all right before that, because though the dude told on us, the dude name was Alvin that told. Though he told on us, he wasn't going to come to court. He used to fight the COs not to come to court, y'all. Like, he wasn't coming to court at all. And he was their whole case. You know, they had other shit. They had people recanted statements and they had the license thing, but they didn't have no concrete evidence. They ain't have no gun. They ain't have nothing concrete that can pin us to this crime. So he takes the deal. And part of his deal was he was going to testify on me and my other cousin. So now the whole family is fucked up. Now the whole family trying to figure out, because like I said, we all related. Because I'm still trying to fight him. Like, yo, I ain't trying to take no deal, man. Like, you feel me? So my cousin like, well, he ain't going to testify. But it's like, oh, you got to testify, because if you don't, you know, already pled guilty, my nigga. Like, we facing life in prison. Like, it's not one of them situations where you ain't gotta testify. Nigga, you gotta testify. So we wound up copping out. So when my lawyer came to me and told me about the deal. No, first, I'll be going too fast. First, my lawyer came to me and was like, yo, they trying to offer you 20 years for a statement. I'm like, yo, I was pissed he even came down there and told me that. I'm like, what the fuck would you tell me some shit like that for? He like, well, you know, it's my job. I got to tell you. I'm like, well, I ain't got no statements for him, yo. Like, I ain't got no statements. So then that was probably like after we've been locked up for like 5-6 months. So then when he came back with the warrant, I said with the warrant. I'm reading the fucking paper. When he came back with the other deal, and this how my lawyer put it to me, my man Roland Walker, man. Rest in peace, Roland Walker. I'm like, yo. He came to me, he like, yo, they offering y'all 10 years, 5 suspended for conspiracy to murder. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to take no deal, yo, because I knew the case was Fugazi. You feel me? Regardless of how much time it was, I knew it was a Fugazi case. I'm like, I ain't trying to take it. But at this point, my other cousin had already copped out. So I'm like, yo, only way I take a deal is if it's going to be guaranteed that my other co-defendant can take this deal too. You feel me? I'm not trying to do no YSL shit. Like, I'm not trying to take this deal and then now my cousin ain't taking the deal. Now we gotta testify. Oh no, I'm not doing none of that. And I ain't putting that testify shit. Is not. I'm not putting that. Can't be part of my deal. You feel me? So he wound up getting back with me, and he was like, yeah, the deal's still gonna be on the table for him. So I'm like, oh, so what the fuck would you do, yo? He was like, look, man, if they was talking 20 years, he said I would say fight it. He like, if they was talking 10 years, I would think about it, but I would probably still say fight it. He said, man, but they talking 5 years, man. I would take that. And that's what the fuck happened. That's what happened. I'm taking the fucking trying to find this paper so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Like, I got a case against them, yo. Like, the shit that they did to convict us, yo, was illegal as a bitch. It was illegal, yo. I got a main case against Baltimore County, yo. So a couple years later, and it took me years to even realize that they did us dirty. A couple years later, I called Mark Zion and I asked him about it. Like, yo, I told him what happened. He like, yeah, I remember the case. I'm like, yo, what they did was illegal, yo. We should be able to sue them, shouldn't we? He like, well, yeah, that does sound illegal. He like, man, but if I was you, I'd probably just move on. But that's the thing, they always trying to tell us to move on from shit. No, yo, because that shit fucked me up for a long time. Like, I couldn't get no job after that when I came home. Like, I was on work release. I kept that job for a minute, but after that job was gone, man, I couldn't get no job at all. Like, I'm talking about no job. Like, they wasn't nobody fucking with me because it's dumbass shit on my record. I had to move out of state to get a job. Shit was crazy. Yeah, though, y'all. They really allowed this dude, and I couldn't believe it. He really pled guilty to a crime, and he's still in prison, y'all. The dude that told, he got life. He got life in prison, and I be sitting back thinking about you sometimes, like, damn, bro, like, you still haven't decided to tell the truth. Like, you didn't do that shit. Like, so he locked up for 2 murders. One of them he didn't even commit. So I be thinking, like, if I was him and in that situation, I would be like, yo, you pled guilty to a murder that you didn't commit. Shouldn't that put the other one in the question? You feel me? Like, this is a way that he probably can come home, but it's like, I don't know why that shit ain't registered to him yet. Mind you, he got locked up in 2005. Just fucking 20, locked up for 19 years. Now, on a murder that he pled guilty to that he didn't have nothing to do with, I think he caught like 40 years for it. And on his murder, he caught life. So he in there for life plus 40. But still, like, I would at least try that avenue. Like, why would you just sit there knowing you didn't do that shit after all this time? And it was evidence in the paperwork. Maybe he don't know. It's evidence in the paperwork that say he ain't do it. Wish I could find this shit, man. I might just gotta go through the pages. 27. See if it's on page 27. Yeah, like you're really sitting in there. Like that shit is unbelievable to me. Yeah. I think it's in the early pages. Hey, shut your ass up. There you go. It's not page 27. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, but that shit crazy, y'all. It's crazy the shit that these people do. And the way they got him to tell was they was doing shit like grabbing him out of the cell in the middle of the night, keeping him up. Like that's how I know that those little tactics they do, that shit be working. Wake you up out your sleep 3 o'clock in the morning. Have you up to fucking 3 o'clock in the evening. Motherfucker tell you anything just to go to sleep. That type of shit should be illegal. But those are the tactics. That's the type of shit they do. They gave yo some McDonald's, all that shit in the paperwork. They gave his ass some McDonald's, a quarter pounder or some shit. And his ass fucking lied. Can't even say he told because he lied. Motherfucker lied about everything. Just made up a whole fucking story. And the reason why I wanted to take it to trial is because he didn't know he was lying. So it's like, yo, if our lawyers would have picked through the fine details of the situation, he wouldn't have known what to say because he wasn't there. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have known what to say. He ain't know the details unless the police told him details. All right, look, I can read it from his paperwork. This was his original statement. This was his original statement, y'all. Lee was asked to recount his activities over the previous weekend. Lee advised that he and his brother went to Nicole's house on Sunday night. I'm trying to turn this shit around. On Sunday night around 7 or 8 p.m. They stayed at the house all evening. While they were there, they ate some food. Nicole's mom was there. Though she stayed mostly upstairs, Lee advised around 11 p.m. Desire called and asked for help for a flat tire. He and his brother left to go help Desire. When they got to the truck, Desire was having trouble with the tire. Lee used the jack to truck up. What the fuck doesn't it make sense? While they were there, 2 county police cars came by. An officer used his flashlight to help Lee see what he was doing. Lee advised that in addition to Desire, Suge, Megan, and Kiana were in the truck. These are all witnesses that seen him these are all witnesses that can verify his statements. Lee advised that they stayed for a little while, then took Suge to his house to pick up Suge's Blue Expedition. Lee advised that he went home from Russell's house and got home around 1:15 a.m. These are all people. That's what I'm saying, y'all. And it's another paperwork in here from the police report. That's what I'm trying to find. The police report detailed this. And they still allowed this nigga to plead guilty. Just so they can lock us up. That shit was illegal as a bitch. But it's like, how did they allow this guy, with all these statements corroborating your story, to now plead guilty to it? What? Yo, they corroborated this. This is bullshit. Ain't no way. And these motherfuckers is crazy, y'all. Every time I look through these papers, I run across something new. But yeah, though, y'all. It's a dirty game, y'all. And I think that's where my hate for the system come from. Because y'all, I done seen so many young black boys that was in there, yo, that I know that they ain't coming home. I mean, they was kids. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Like, niggas was kids, bro. And they made a mistake as a kid. And these niggas is never coming home. Never coming home. When I got the DOC, I was up DOC. I was on a life hotel on the 7th floor because I got caught up in a so we got this prison in Maryland. It was called the Cut. The Cut was dangerous as a motherfucker. They wound up shutting the Cut down because the police got stabbed and there was some inmates running the fucking prostitution ring with the COs in there. Like yo, crazy. I was trying to get the dude that was a part of it to tell the story, but he ain't trying to tell it. They was running the fucking prostitution ring in the joint. I'm talking about the COs was paying the inmates. Crazy. And they had shut that jail down during that time. And they was opening up a jail. They was opening up a prison out North Branch, out Cumberland. So they sent a lot of them guys down DOC. So I had a time to sit over there with DOC with a lot of them guys that got life and was talking to them. A lot of them dudes was young, man. A lot of them ain't coming home ever. And I'm sitting at this bitch for 5 years. But we locked up for the same thing. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, that's my story, y'all. That's what happened. Dirty gang. Some people might look like, oh, shit, you made out. Why are you complaining? Cause, y'all, these people got rules that they supposed to abide by. But it's like, they don't want you breaking the rules. But they can break every rule in the world if they want you. Nah, man, fuck no. That's bullshit. If you're going to play by the rules, play by the rules. If we breaking the rules, everybody breaking the rules. Straight up. That's how I look at that shit. And when they go outside the lines, they need to pay for it. Just like when we go outside the lines, we got to pay for it.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.